Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Wednesday, February 1st, 2023. Thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, the BRICS nations, Russia, China, Iran, a whole bunch of them. They're joining together to integrate their banking systems to bypass these sanctions. A top Iranian official announced this week that Iran and Russia had integrated their interbank communications and transfer systems to help enhance trade and financial operations in an effort to bypass strict economic sanctions on their financial infrastructure. 52 Iranian and 106 Russian banks are connected through the Russian financial message transfer system. I guess that's something similar to SWIFT. Similar. They have similar bank to the World Bank. They're creating their own financial system right under the nose of the Western financial system right now. And, this means if we have a collapse in the Western system, it's probably not really going to affect them too much because they're making their system entirely separate. It says the system is immune to sanctions as it is based on the infrastructure of both countries. The global consortium, SWIFT, is a world leader in secure financial messaging services, including Iranian banks from its system. It excluded Iranian banks. So now they're excluded. They're just going to switch over and join the BRICS system of banking. This is talking about Iran and Russia. It says economic relations between the two countries have grown to $4 billion in recent years. Tehran has sold drones to Russia, and so on and so forth. So this whole thing is boiling down. It's already got a war going, but underneath the surface, what's really going on, bigger than even the war in Ukraine, is a financial war between East and West. And both sides mean to win, and we're going to see some fireworks, guys, I'm telling you. Financially speaking, talking about the trade war that started with China has progressed and morphed into this. And this is frightful because they want to bring down our whole financial system. And now China is working to sell their treasuries, and they're unloading massive amounts of their treasuries, and this is just like a countdown. When they get out from underneath that $1 trillion, over $1 trillion that they had, dollars, look out. Because then the gloves are off and they could do almost anything. And one of the things they could do is start backing their currencies with gold. Do you know the Central Bank of China has been buying gold like crazy lately? Why aren't our central banks just really step up their gold buying? Gold is a found... Oh, we got Bitcoin. Anyway, moving on to other stuff and taking a look at the markets today. Silver today is $23.59. Why did I say 25? Maybe it's going to be 25 pretty soon. Maybe within a matter of weeks. It's down 11 cents on the day, though, so far, which is doing pretty good considering. But one of the things that's supporting the price today is the dollar's moving down on the Dixie, and that's one of the things that supports the silver price and gold price. But on the other side of that coin, the markets are falling, and that's that. Look, one of my viewers come on and asked me about that question about what would happen if the markets fall. Is gold going to fall too? Silver going to fall too with the markets? My take on it is, if gold and silver start to fall with the markets, don't be surprised if we see a little bit of a downshift in price if the markets start to fall really hard. And the same with cryptos. But, as it advances, if it advances to the point where fear starts to enter the marketplace, and likely it will, because we're right on the cusp, of what could be the biggest potential market fall. One of the reasons, I'll tell you, there's many reasons why I say that. But just one of the reasons is, if take a look at the United States, $1 trillion worth of available money that was available to the people is not available anymore. $1 trillion just in the last year has just evaporated of disposable income from Americans. This means they're not going to be purchasing things. This creates a downward spiral. They're not purchasing anything that a store might close that sells stuff to them. Then the employees from that store get laid off. Now they can't purchase anything. So some other company that they were purchasing stuff from decides that they're going to close too, and they lay off people, and they can't purchase anything. Next thing you know, it spirals out of control. And when we're talking about $1 trillion here, that's $1,000 billion just in disposable income that's gone from Americans. That's the leading front edge. This is a signal, a sign of a leading front edge of something big, enormous that's coming, that has the energy of the Great Depression of the 1930s, if not more energy. And meanwhile, we're looking at a situation that resembles World War II happening at the same time. Very interesting times. This is protection. This is insurance. Gold and silver's insurance against these things. And it's out of the dollar-based system. Now's your time. Now's your chance. Here's gold today. Gold today is at $19.28. This is your chance to get some gold and silver before you can't buy it any longer. And I know that sounds bizarre, but the East is wanting to suck it all up. And our politicians and our people over here in the West, not the people, because they want to buy as much as they can, but they can't buy a lot because they're being drained of their resources, drained of their liquidity, drained of their money. It's being sucked right out of your pocket, but with a Hoover. You know what that is? A vacuum cleaner. Or I should say a Dyson. Is sucking it all right out of your pocket. And what that is inflation. Cost of living is going up tremendously. Anyway, gold is $19.28 today. Cryptocurrency today, we're looking at Bitcoin at 23,028 and Ethereum at 1578. So what I was saying is, expect gold and silver, if a market crash, it could go down a little bit in the initial stages of a market crash. But when the fear enters the marketplace, they're going to run to gold and silver because it's a premier safe haven asset of the entire world. So the price will go up, stabilize and go up, where other things will continue to slide in a market crash. Dow Jones Industrial Average today, we're looking at 33,836. It's down 249 points so far. Refresh the page. 236 points down. Taking a look at the S&P 500 is at 4,064, and it's down 12 points on the day so far. Taking a look at crude oil, 78.20. And crude oil is down 67 cents today. Bonds and rates today. We're looking at falling yields right now at the moment. U.S. 10-year's at 3.49. It's down 3 basis points. And the U.S. 30-year's at 3.62. It's down 3 basis points. Now we're going to take a look at the dollar index. Is at 101.70 on the U.S. dollar index, and it's falling today. So see, that falling dollar, that helps gold and silver a little bit because the gold and silver is negatively correlated to the U.S. dollar. Though generally, typically, if you see the U.S. dollar falling, generally it's a positive sign for gold and silver. I just did a show on my Patreon channel for you guys. Now, it's information that's a little bit ahead of the curve. Things are progressing really quickly, and why I say it's a little bit of information that's a little bit ahead of the curve. I like to keep you guys updated, but there's certain things I'm a little bit careful about talking about on this channel that I talk about on my Patreon channel. So you can join up for $1 a month. Do you realize that if you go to a restaurant and you take one bite of food, it's the same price as joining my Patreon channel for a whole month? And that's not at an expensive restaurant either. Right? So, you eat that I don't know, burrito or whatever from some restaurant, it gives you indigestion, right? It costs the same price as a whole year of Patreon for my channel. And it really helps support my channel. So I'm going to leave the link in the description. Thank you guys for listening to my show. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.